Gezi, all smiles now, you got the win, but not the performance you would have wanted, is it?
No, I mean, I don't know. I just couldn't get going. It was flat, and one of those games. But I'll put this one behind me. A win's better than a loss, I suppose. And I can't do anything about it now. So all I can do is just look forward and look forward to my next game.
Very flat start from you. You started getting more vocal, more aggressive. You started producing better darts along with that, but then it just tailed off again.
Yeah, so when I'm hitting scores, then I can get myself going. But when I'm hitting 26s and 58s, and it just doesn't happen. But I knew Jamie wasn't playing well. I know he was playing better than what he has the last couple of months, and that's probably what put me off. Even though he wasn't playing well, he was hitting trebles, and I was like, it just always happens to me. But I shouldn't start thinking that. I just concentrate on my own game. I try to, but it's hard.
You had a great run at the William Hill World Championship last year, so you know you can play on this stage. But is there a different kind of pressure coming into this tournament with it being the biggest?
I just think it's a different kind of atmosphere. There's dead out there. It's like, when we played in the home tour, it's like playing in my back kitchen. It's not good. But we have to deal with it, and it is what it is. And I try to perform the best I can. And today wasn't very good, but I will be better next time.
Once again, we've seen you perform behind closed doors. I mean, your Grand Prix win was excellent. There's some great stuff there. So you're able to do it. Yeah,
I know. That's what I say. I can't put my finger on it. Sometimes darts go like that. You just can't hit a barn door with a shotgun. But some other times I can't miss. But that's the way it goes. And I'm lucky I come through that game. Jamie bust 68. I took out a 72. I give it large, but that sort of spurred me on in our last set. But I had a little bit of luck in that game, and sometimes that's what you need to win, not just games, but to win tournaments.
Well, that was my next question. It was a similar thing with Willie O'Connor last year. We've seen players win the William Hill World Championship when incidents like that have happened in deciding sets. Might be your names on the trophy.
You look at Rob Cross, when Michael had numerous starts to beat him, he went on to beat Phil Taylor in the final. We can all say the ifs, buts and maybes, but Jamie busted his score. I took out shots. Michael missed his doubles. Rob Cross took him out. Went on to be world champion. So the only way is up now for me, and hopefully I can perform a lot better.
You come into this year's tournament having won more titles than anyone else. You're the second favourite for it. How does it feel compared to previous years heading to Iceman?
Yeah, but it just feels different because of the circumstances, because of the COVID, because of no crowd, and like I said, it just feels like I'm playing in my kitchen and I just can't get going. But for other people, they love that. That's the sort of atmosphere they feed off. But it's not for me.
Well, having said that, if you're stood here on January 3rd with £500,000 Citadel Trophy and you're world number one, which would happen, then all of that fades away, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd be happy, but at the back of my mind as well, it'd be like, you've just won an home tour. That's the way it is. That's the way I think. This tour, it doesn't matter if it's the Worlds, the Grand Prix, the Grand Slam, they're all the same when it's like this. So it doesn't really matter. But I'll take the 500,000. I'll take the world number one, but it just doesn't feel right.
See if you say that on January 3rd. Well played.
I'll be smiling.
Gezi, just touching on that, obviously, build up for this is when you guys normally go out and do exhibitions galore and build up to this. Did you come into it slightly undercooked, do you think?
No, I came into it fresh because I needed a rest. I needed 2 weeks off, and I haven't picked the dart up I haven't picked the dart up for 2 weeks. I've had 30 minutes in the evening for the last 2 weeks. I've played so much darts over the last couple of weeks. I just thought that I didn't have to practice. I needed time off. I needed time away, and I don't know. Maybe now over the next 4 or 5 days, I'll put a bit more effort in on the board because that wasn't good enough. Luckily, I won and didn't come back and bite me, but. I've got 4, 5, 6 days at home whenever I'm playing, but I will practice a lot more this week.
Talking about going home, is that a risk for you with everything that's going on?
Yeah, it is a risk, but I've got young girls. They only young once. They only grown up once, and to be quite frankly, they're more important to me than this tournament. So I'd rather wake up Christmas Day with those than wake up on January 3rd with a trophy. So if I come back and I fail the test, then so be it. But I'll be home with my family.
Obviously, looking at this, a lot of talk around the world number one spot, and you put on your Instagram, who'd have thought this 18 months ago. Is it a genuine thought now that you could get there?
Well, obviously because it is realistic, and I think about it. I'm sure Peter thinks about it, and he probably says he doesn't. You know, and I know for a fact that Michael is thinking that if he loses that top spot, and he doesn't want to do it. So fair play to him for playing the way he did in his first game. Him and Kim Ibrex are probably the best two players in this tournament so far, and Ian White, who unfortunately has gone out. But yeah, I know there's a lot of pressure on Michael's shoulders to not lose that number one spot.
You also said in the build-up you weren't fond of Peter Wright's Grinch outfit.
Peter does what he does. You know, is a bit. I understand it. You know, if there's crowd here and everything, but personally, I just think it puts people off. I think it put Steve West off a little bit.
Last one for me on the crowd. I know you were happy that there was going to be 1,000 in there. What was your reaction when you then found out that there wasn't going to be? It was going behind closed doors.
Yes, it's disappointing. You know, I was looking forward to playing, you know, in front of some sort of crowd. I think the only time we had crowd this year was in the World Series finals, and I would have won that, even though they were on my back. But I feed off that, and I feed off the negativity and the booing and then the atmosphere. But yeah, I was a bit gutted, really.
Congratulations, always, mate. Thank you very much.
Just
Gazzy, just touching on the number one situation that you mentioned then, do you think Michael's feeling the pressure in this tournament because of that?
he's not playing like it anyway. He played really well, and you know he's had the pressure at number one for the last couple of years, so I don't think it'll affect him, but it will be in the back of his head. And do I think he'll lose early in this tournament? No, I think he'll get to the final, and you know I think he'll have a good run, and I hope he does, because you know he's the sort of player I like to play, and I hope I beat him in the final.
And last year, Peter Wright, he was second favourite going into the tournament, survived some match darts against Noel Malik then. It's a similar situation for yourself against Jamie Lewis. You didn't have any match darts, but you survived a scare. Do you think there's comparisons there?
Yeah, I mean, any tournament, you know, even when I won my tour card, I had darts against me to knock me out, and I would have had a challenge on the next few days, but people missed darts. I was lucky enough to go through, and then a couple of years later, I'm here, so you need a little bit of luck, whether it's first round, second round, or in semis or finals. But yeah, I don't know if I've used 9 lives, but I've probably used about 5 or 6.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Gizzy.